Okay, friends, we're starting off laying down, so make your way to the floor on your back. Allow yourself to really settle into gravity here, breathing through your nose as much as you can. Take big inhales, and then let out some big exhales. Allow your inhale to completely fill your lungs, and then also puff open and dome your belly outward. With your exhales, pull your rib cage and your belly button inward towards your spine, strengthening the tissues of your abdomen and the little muscles between your ribs. Continue to lengthen your breath and intentionally deepen it, finding a lot of space across your chest. Maybe you could open up some extra space around your ribs. As you breathe, allow your body to truly relax into the floor. Let go of any tension you might be holding on to in your jaw. Also check your forehead. There might be some tension there. Notice your thoughts here. You might notice them kind of beckoning to you. And that's okay. Allow your mind to do its thing without trying to change it or control the thoughts. You might as well just let the brain and the mind do what it does. And you bring your awareness back to observing your breath in this moment. Bring your awareness over and over again back to observing your body in this moment. Allow the breath to be loud in your ears, like a roar. And keep your focus on that long, slow breath. Keep your focus on how you're feeling in your body. And we'll start to add some movement to this experience. So let's try some snow angel arms, just like it sounds. Make your wings stretch out to the side, palm facing up. You're gonna stretch your arms up overhead at the top of your inhale. And with your exhale, wing your hands down back towards your hips. Think of bringing your pinkies all the way toward your legs. And we'll take a few more rounds of snow angel wings. Inhale, open your arms up. And exhale, wing your hands down. So as you do this, you can make this very gentle and slow and keep your arms very soft, okay? Just allowing some soft movement into your shoulders and your chest. And then you can start to play around here with adding a little bend in your elbows. Play with just a little tiny bend at first. Notice how that feels on the front of your shoulders. You might get a little special extra opening there. Notice how that feels for your back. And then you can start really bending your elbows, reaching up, and then bending those elbows to point straight down by your ribs. All right, so you feel that warmth gathering in your shoulders and your back. Next time you reach your arms up overhead, pause right there. And we'll just breathe a little bit, okay? Extending through your hands and your feet, reaching, stretch out like you just woke up. And you're feeling great. And then we'll start to take this long stretched out shape to one side. So before we begin to move it in one direction, pull your belly button down toward the ground. You'll feel your glutes engage and your low back drop a little lower. It may even touch the ground, but just make sure the low back is pulling downward so that you can keep it really neutral. And from there, take your legs out to the right. Okay, you can just walk them out there. And take them as far as you like. Make sure that that left glute is still on the floor. You feel how it kind of wants to come up. Press it down. Now let's do the same with your arms. Take them out to the right as well, as far as you'd like. And let's hold right here. And hopefully you feel this fantastic stretch along your left side. So we'll just breathe into it for a bit. You can keep this to be very gentle right here. Or if you want to move a little bit more deeply into it, you can pick up the left leg and stack the left ankle on top of the right. Okay. You can also use your right hand to grab the left wrist and move it a little further to the right. So you're increasing that curve in your left side. Breathe deeply into the left ribs and low back. Make sure your shoulders are very far away from your ears. Notice how your left low back feels, even your armpit. Let's take one more really fantastic, long, slow breath here. And we'll let it go and bring it back through center. So arms and legs come back through center. And now we'll do the opposite. So legs out to the left. Make sure that right glute stays on the floor. Arms out to the left. Make sure that right shoulder blade stays down. And just breathe. Okay, think of pulling that belly button downward so your low back is not just arching off the floor. It's pretty neutral. Breathe into those ribs. Breathe into that armpit, okay? If you want to deepen it, pick up the right leg, stack it on the left ankle. Pick up grab the right wrist with the left hand and pull that right wrist over to the left, deepening that curve. Make sure there's a lot of space around your neck here. You're always moving your shoulders away from your ears. All right, taking your last breath here in your banana pose. Okay, banana-shaped banana pose. And then let's bring it through center. Take your time, taking the arms and legs back in. And then re-anchor that low back toward the floor. So again, pull your belly button down toward the floor. Feel your glutes engage, feel your abdominal muscles engage. Keep that, okay? And we're gonna start to move the arms and legs a lot more. So with your inhale, reach out through your arms and legs. With your exhale, pick up your right arm and your left leg. You can bend the left knee a lot as you reach for that left shin, or you can bend the left knee hardly at all. It's really up to you, okay? Inhale to bring them back to the floor. Other side, as you exhale, left arm, right leg. Try to tap that shin with or without the knee bent. And then inhale to bring them back. And we'll go like that side to side. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Take your time, just kind of engaging your core. When you lift a leg, okay, legs are actually pretty heavy. When you lift a leg, you're getting some core activation here. So if you are a person who, for any particular reason, has been sitting at a desk a lot lately, by any chance, staring at screens, you might notice your low back getting kind of upset and achy. And one of the number one best things we can do for that is to engage the abs and the core a little bit, to give the low back a chance to let go, okay? So low back work right here. We got 3 more on each side. To make it less challenging, bend those knees. To make it more challenging, maybe think of sliding your hand up to your toes. 1 more on each side. Nice, let it go. Rest. Notice if you feel any extra engagement in your core after that. And then bring your knees in by your hips. Okay, kind of give them a hug. You can grab one hand behind each knee and maybe just circle your knees out. Circling your hips out. And then circle them out the other way. Okay, drop your feet by your hips here. And drop your hands by your hips too. And we'll come up to a little bridge pose, okay? But first, we need to make sure that we've got the correct activation. So imagine with me that you have a big, heavy book, something like a dictionary or an encyclopedia, and you need to hold it between your knees. Okay, there will be a space between your knees as you hold that heavy book, but the knees will have to engage inward toward each other. And as you hold that imaginary book between your knees, you'll feel your inner thigh surface turn on and also your core. So keep your book, okay? Hold the book between your knees as you inhale and push your hips up to the ceiling. Okay, you can use your hands to push the floor too. With your exhale, drop your hips. And we'll keep going just like that. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, hips down. Now take a few more like that. Breathe and lift and lower. Notice that it's challenging to hold on to that imaginary book. Okay, your knees want to move away from each other, but stay with the challenge. As you lift and lower your hips, begin to think more about having a very snaky spine that lifts one vertebra at a time and lowers one vertebra at a time. Super snaky, super controlled. Okay, make it really slow. Lift and lower. Keep that nice breath going. And next time you lift, you snake your spine up, hold it right there, and keep breathing. So we have the hips up. We've got that imaginary book between the knees. And we have options here with the upper body as well. Okay, keep in mind as you breathe here, keep your nose pointed straight up so that there's always space between your chin and your chest, and there's always space under the back of your neck, okay? You could bend your elbows here and point your fingers up. I call this robot arms. And you could use your robot elbows to press the floor down and almost prop your heart up on your shoulder blades. If that works pretty well, you could perhaps interlace your fingers underneath your hips and really scoot your shoulders underneath your heart. Okay, we're taking just one more long, slow breath right here. And as you're ready to release this, release your hands if you joined them. And we're gonna roll the spine down very snakily and slowly. Okay, once your hips land, relax your legs. You can give them some windshield wipers here. All right. So here, let's bring that right knee in. You can just pause your legs next time they point up. Bring the right knee in and give it a hug. You can grab the shin with your fingers interlaced, or if you have any kind of knee injury or sensitivity, you can grab your thigh, really whichever one works. But start to pull that knee in towards your chest. Okay, and we'll take several breaths here so you have no rush. You have plenty of time. As you move that right knee in towards your heart, start to kind of move that knee side to side. So exploring the hip joint. How is that hip feeling? Moving it side to side. All right, and then find a place to settle in. Maybe it's a place that felt a little extra tender while you were moving the knee around. We want to maybe focus our attention on releasing that tenderness or tension. Just use your instincts. But we'll start to really breathe on that one spot and think of pulling the knee towards you, perhaps add a little resistance by also pressing the knee away as you pull it in. So you'll be working against your own resistance, and that will give you a little bit more release power if you need it. If you don't need it, you'll just keep it really gentle. All right, as you're ready here, soften up a little bit on that knee and then walk your right hand along your shin, okay, along your right shin. You can just take your left hand out to the side, just set it on the floor. Walk that right hand up to your ankle, okay, and maybe to the outside of your foot, okay? Now that might be too much. You'll just bring it down to the shin or the ankle. You always have the option to make it more gentle or less, or more gentle or more challenging. And then see if you could extend that right knee just as much as feels right. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, okay? You can keep a big bend in the knee if you need to. But just kind of play around a few times. Bend it, extend it, bring the heel in and out. Just noticing maybe any tension in your hamstrings or your calves. And then extend the leg to as much as you feel good about, as much as it's going to comfortably extend, okay? Remember, you can have a huge bend in it if you need to. It's all the same thing, okay? Just make sure it feels good on the back of your leg, and then start to allow that right leg to drop out to the right. So bent or not, you're still allowing it to drop to the right, and you don't have to let it fall all the way to the ground. You can keep it up in the air a little bit if you want to, but just so that it feels nice on your inner right hip. Okay, find a good feeling and hang with that good feeling. Breathing here, you can let the leg fall. Take a few more breaths. Okay, you can always play around with bending and extending it while it's out to the side. And then as you're ready, start to bring that leg up and in. And then just release it. Let the right leg drape all the way over the left, just like you just sat down and you're just crossing your legs and getting comfortable, okay? You can single cross at the knees here with just the right knee crossed over the left, or if you choose, if you have some spaciousness in your legs, then you can cross the shins as well. I call that double crossing. So single or double cross, it's really up to you. Take your arms to the side like goalposts and pick up your feet off the floor. And then start to twist, hovering your legs over to one side. Hover them and bring them through center. And hover them to the other side and bring them through center. And we'll just go like that, side to side a few times. Hover, back through center. Hover, back through center. So as you move, notice that you can use your upper body to gently press against the floor, and that'll give you a bit more control over moving your legs around through space. So maybe exhale as you twist. Inhaling through center. Always looking away from your knees so that you get the maximum twist here. All right, next time your knees drop over to the left, okay? Knees drop to the left, let them stay there. Just let them fall all the way, okay? Even if your right shoulder peels up, no big deal, okay? Breathe here, looking over to the right. We'll take some breath here. So we want long, slow breath. We want big inhales into the chest. And we want big exhales using the strong belly muscles, okay, strengthening your low back support system. Keep your low back happy. Take one more really long, slow breath into your chest here. And then let it go. Bring the legs back into center. Uncross your legs here. You can set your feet down and just take some windshield wipers with your knees bent. Drop your knees side to side. Windshield wipers. All right, and the next time the knees point up, pause right there. And we'll do all of that on the other side. So now bring in your left knee and either grab the back of the knee or the shin. It's really up to you. Okay, squeeze that knee in towards your heart. And as you do that, think of lifting your chest up toward the knee as well. Okay, we'll start to, once you settle in, start to gently move the knee side to side, kind of massaging out the hip, but also exploring where is the part that we need to release the most. Sometimes you don't know, sometimes it's really obvious. So find that most tender or tense place and then hold right there. Remember not to cause any pain. Okay, you should never feel pain. Always back away from that. But then maybe you're feeling pretty good about this and you want to kind of up your release factor. And in that case, you can give yourself some resistance. You'll start to press the knee into your hands as the hand pulls back on the knee. And you'll get quite a different kind of release if you're activating the muscle that you're trying to lengthen. So do try it out. Maybe one more breath here, just letting that hip flexor soften. And then soften up on your knee grip. And take the right hand and just let it rest out to the right. Use the left hand now to crawl on the inside of your left leg, to crawl along the shin, okay? And you could stop there on the shin or the ankle, okay? Or you could reach for the outside of your foot. It's really very personal for what you want to do for your practice today. And then start to extend and bend the knee, just as much as feels good, nothing more. Okay, less is more when we're stretching. We always want to be really conservative. So find how you want that knee to be. You can have a nice big bend in it if you like, and then you'll start to drop it out to the left. Just drop the leg out there, okay? Extend it as you like or bent as you like, and you can take it as far as you want. And just breathe here. Feel that left hip peeling open. It should feel very pleasant, never painful. All right, maybe one more breath right here, opening up that left inner hip, inner thigh. And then we'll bring it back into center. Swing that left leg up and through, and then you can let go of it when it's up top again and just drape the left leg over the right, okay? Single crossing at the knees is great. Double crossing at the shins is also great. You choose. And then do your cactus arms here. Arms out to the side. Pick up your feet. And we'll start to drop the knees to one side and drop them to the other. So remember to use your upper body to stabilize and just hover your knees as much as seems right. We'll take a few more breaths moving and breathing just like this. Remember to exhale on the twist and look away from your knees so that you get that twist that goes all the way up your spine. Okay, friends, and next time your knees drop over to the right, let them fall all the way. And look to the left, and we'll just breathe here. Okay, allow your chest to dome upward from the ground. So cultivate really big chest inhales here. Allow your belly to be very strong on your exhales, pulling the belly muscles in toward your spine. Maybe one more breath here in this nice twist. All right. Bring the legs back in. Go ahead and untangle them and shake them out in some windshield wipers. And then you're ready to extend your legs and extend your arms down by your side. It's time to rest. You did it. Here you are in Shavasana. And here we do the opposite of what we do at the beginning of a practice. We let the body completely let go here. So any effort, any tension that remains in your body, let it go. You're just being here. And then as well, release any control over your breath. Let your breath just become involuntary and natural. Spend some time just observing your breath and your body in intense detail. You may notice your thoughts chiming in here and there, twittering like birds in the background, and that's okay. Let that happen. Bring your awareness back to observing this moment in detail. What do you hear? What do you feel? My friends, please give yourself as long as you can to rest like this and just soak up the moment. Okay, let your body integrate your practice. This is where I'll leave you today. Thanks so much for joining me.